Hey there. Mauna Kea to all of you. Mauna Loa to all of you. Muaveaya to all of you. Zalukaleaya. This is just a short file when I got off the phone with a data collection agency, harvesting electrical life force power without consent to commit a war crime. Because that's what it is. And I know. But I rewound a file, so I'm experiencing the truth. So I'll share with you an experience that I had where I was experiencing the truth of how that system operates as a Federal Reserve bank. It's a Federal Reserve credit card, like credit cards. I remember many years ago, somebody told me that the U.S. Treasury has what they call black card, Visa black cards, which apparently has you know how it works with reverse flow. Limited bandwidth, limited memory, simulator programs, implosion coded nova programs. But anyway, I was staying at a shelter in Reno, Nevada, back in 20. This would have been around 2016, 15, 2015, somewhere right around in there. And I met a guy who was former military, who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. And he took me to we went together to the Reno Public Library, and he said, "I'm going to show you what I did." And so he pulled up a screen on the computer that he was on, and he was explaining to me how he took his serial number, his Federal Reserve Bank account number, and he was able to find out the Federal Reserve Bank in which his birth certificate serial number has that Federal Reserve account. And he explained to me how he was able to go in there and access his account directly. Okay, so he got in, and he transferred $30,000 from his Federal Reserve Bank account. The birth certificate account. When you're born, we're monetized. Okay, as to the value. Okay, in electrical numbers, the allocation numbers. The numbers that are allocated to you, and that's based on your solar encryption code of your star system or your DNA, the value of your DNA, as that relates to what? Lifespan. Your ability to recover, the speed at which you can recover to experience zero. So I realized I had a lot of fun with that, and an eternal electrical life force. Service providers, Guardian Service Organization, security teams, living crystal rainbows. So he transferred $30,000 from that account into another account held within the same system. It just has different numbers as transfer. So in other words, he had access to the Fed Reserve account, transferred the electrical power to another account, and had access to the $30,000 that he used to go visit Israel. That's where he went. The electrical exchange held within that system. The data collection services system. The intelligence agencies. The machine mind. The imitation game. That's why that was a great documentary that I saw called The Imitation Game. It was in 2014 about Mr. Turing, who was a mathematician, and he was obsessed with playing puzzle games, mazes, the prison complex, number space. And so I witnessed. I'm an observer, and I'm observing, and I'm experiencing what that former military person was explaining to me, what he did and how he did it. Yeah, so you can see how this works with, imagine that evidence, bring into the courtroom this guy who was former military and let him testify directly to the United States Supreme Court. Yeah, United States Supreme Court, I have a serial number. Were you born in this country? Were you? Do you have a birth certificate? What's her name? Kagan? Or Comey Barrett, do you have a birth certificate number? Okay, so did your parents sign you into a slavery? And then that means that the United States Supreme Court would have to admit participating in war crimes against their own selves. Unless you turn that birth certificate back in, and then what are you going to get in return? Flow. The game trap experiment. I know. So are they going to admit that or not? Are they going to get a 9-0, like a 9-ball double diamond? A diamond sun rainbow network to experience 0 degrees, breathing 90 on the vertical, 90 on the horizontal, perfect cross. What is the likelihood? Like the hood, the hoodies, the hood. And so yeah, this let's see how this plays out as the game, kicking the can down the road was called status quo. The victim victimizer status, a status update, like an encryption update of elemental union. Breathing with the silver gold-mated one, increasing the voltage power. Now we're experiencing real light in spirit form and flow, and not machinery flow. Better codes, better tones, the healing tones of inner eartha, the crystal aquifers, the inner core still point, the primal sound and light field, pushing frequency, pushing voltage, being careful. Can you handle the voltage? Not CIA handlers. Can they handle the voltage and how sensitive we are? Sensing the voltage increase of real light. Pure, eternal, absolute love. On fire to love all creation. On fire to learn. On fire to create. The first flame. Adama Amaria. Eartha arc. Arcing rainbows. Rainbow spheres. Aurorea. Have a beautiful, happy day.